Hi everyone and welcome to Amy Learns to Cook. On the show today, we're going to do a product test and review of the Blue Key World Chef's Knife. Now the nice people at Blue Key World sent me this chef knife to check out, and we're going to put it to the test and see how it performs. So join me as I do a product test and review of the chef's knife from bluekeyworld.com. So I want to take this opportunity to thank the people at bluekeyworld.com for sending me this knife. It looks really nice. So what we have is a chef's knife. It's an 8-inch chef's knife. It can be your best friend in the kitchen. It has an ergonomic soft touch handle for your hand. They recommend that you wash the knife in warm water and clean it with a towel right away after you use it. And that's pretty much the case with all knives. You really don't want to run knives to the dishwasher. They suggest you use wood, bamboo, or plastic cutting boards. You do not really want to use glass cutting boards on this knife or any knife. To keep the edge on your knife really nice, you want to use a wood, plastic, something like that. So let's open this up, and they're at bluekeyworld.com. So let's open this up and see the knife. So here's our knife, and it looks pretty nice. Comes with this on the tip so you don't break the tip. You can keep that, or it's really good in shipping. It has a nice soft handle on it. And so let's get out a few things and let's do a little chopping and let's see how this baby performs. Okay, so let's do a little bit of chopping. And I can tell you in advance, my knife skills are probably at the lower end of the spectrum. One of the things I can tell you is I've taken a couple cooking classes, and they've tried to show me how to do, you know, proper knife skills, and I can give you some of the tips that I have, not that I'm an expert by any means. So here's our Blue Key knife, and it's really, it feels good in my hand. I kind of like that soft, soft handle. So some of the things that I've learned is when you're handling a knife, you see a lot of people that do this. They cut on the tip and they have their finger out like this. You don't have a lot of control on the knife when you're cutting like this. What you really want on the knife is control, because when this thing slips, it can be very bad to your other hand. So you want to make sure you have a really good grip on it and you are in control of the knife and not the knife in control of you. There are times where you're going to cut this way because maybe you're cutting slices in an onion so you can do dicing. But most of the time, you're going to focus your attention on your knife in this area. This is where your control of your knife should be. You might hold your knife here to steady it, but you want to cut with this right here. And the way you hold it is not like this and not like this and not all the way out here. You want to take your two fingers here and you want to pinch right here. And then you want to bring your fingers around and you want to hold your knife just like this, because this gives you control over your knife. Good for doing this, right? When it really gets out of hand. This does not give you control. This does not give you control. This does not give you control. This, pinch, hold, this gives you control of your knife. And where you want to control your knife is here. So when you're chopping, you're doing this action. And all your pressure and all your control of your knife is here. And it's not too far from your hand. So that way, you don't risk cutting yourself. You always also want to hold your hands this way and keep your fingers under instead of this way, right? So we're gonna do a little slicing. The very first thing we're gonna do is I have some tomatoes here. So let's see how, tomatoes is a good judge for a knife. A lot of times you wanna use a serrated knife, but a really good chef's knife can cut through a tomato without squishing it. So let's see what we got. Nice, right? We can cut it nice and thin. We can cut it thick. Wow, it's not squishing the tomato in any way, shape, or form. Cutting that difficult end. So we're gonna put our tomato slices here. How about we cut one more? Eric wants to eat a hamburger. So we're gonna go ahead and cut the end off. We're gonna give us a nice slice just like that. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So next up, for the Blue Key World knife, some zucchini. I love zucchini. I put it in my little steamer, and all you need is some butter. And this cuts like butter. Wow. A couple of those slices had a little interior that didn't look too great. You can cut slices like this. You can cut a chunk, cut the end off like this. Then you can cut planks. Nice. You can grill these planks on the barbecue like that, or we can go this way. And we have zucchini fries. Can cook up some fried zucchini. All we gotta do is bread them. You can do them even thinner if you want to put it in a salad or something. Nice. Beautiful. Finish slicing this up. One thing about my knife skills is I don't always get my slices perfectly even. But if you're just going to steam these up, that's no big deal. Okay, carrot. Carrots are a lot harder than zucchinis. Nice, right? Beautiful. We can use these for some stew. Cut them bigger for some stew. Steam them up with some butter. Make a little honey glaze with butter and honey. Make glazed carrots. Thumbs up. And next we're going to do some onion. Okay, next up some onion. And we're just going to cut our onion here. You're going to leave the root on. You're going to cut the onion down this way. And then we're going to peel the outside layers off. The reason you keep the stem on is it holds it together while you're chopping. And we're just going to chop the onion. So this is the time we're going to use the tip of the knife, and we're just going to slice across here. This is a big onion, and my reach on it is not that big. I'm going to cut here, here, and then we're going to cut here. We've got diced onion. That's pretty great. And then you can take this onion if you want it finer. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying hold it here and using this. Because onions are the perfect example. You put your tip down and you just chop. All your control is here. And it's a lot faster. Maybe you're bored. You can do this. Put your hand up here and go back and forth and dice them up as thin, as fine, or as rough as you want. And all that diced onion is done. So next we're gonna chop up some parsley. Parsley is one of those like forgotten herbs, right? When I just started cooking last year, one of the things I noticed is I started putting fresh parsley in my dishes. And you know, you might say, oh, you know, it's just parsley. But real fresh parsley, it just adds so much to your dish. It's just a freshness. It's got a lot of aromatic. It's just, you know, I think maybe because I spent so much time just constantly eating out, and you know, for lunches I would eat out almost every day at like fast food and takeout places. And once you start eating fresh food, it's like, wow, you know, I really feel like I missed out on a lot of years of eating food that I thought was food. And now that I'm, you know, cooking for myself, you know, even something simple like vanilla. When I first started cooking, I was using real pure vanilla. And at first it was a little hard for me to get used to because I wasn't used to such a strong flavor. And even with parsley, that's the same, because, you know, a lot of takeout places we go to, they're not using fresh food like this. And when you go back to it, at first it's a little like, wow. Not disgusting, but just strong and different. And when you start eating it more and more, you start saying, where have you been all my life, right? Not all my life, because my mom cooked all the time and she used fresh food. But once I left and went to college, that was pretty much over. And I basically did mostly prepackaged and takeout. And you know, you get reintroduced to real fresh food, and it's life-changing. So we have the Blue Key World knife here, and it's doing a great job. We're just gonna chop our parsley. We can use this to finish a dish. We can use it in a dish. And just right here, that smells wonderful. You do not get that aroma. You don't get that flavor. You don't get any of that from packaged food, from takeout food. A few places are trying nowadays with fresh cilantro and stuff like that. But generally speaking, fast food and packaged food, you don't get that. And you know, it's a shame that we are missing out on what food actually tastes like. So, Blue Key World knife. It's a good little knife. It's an all-purpose knife. You can use it to chop, mince, whatever, almost everything. I would say that, you know, it's not your high-end Shun or Wusthof, but those are $100, $200 knives. This knife here is under $25. And it's a great little knife to get you going if you need some new knives and the only thing you have is a lot of really low end, this is really going to take your chopping to another level. Just remember some of the basic things. Hold your knife properly, use the center for your control, and your knife skills will definitely improve. So the Blue Key World knife, I give it my thumbs up. If you like this video, please subscribe below and leave me a comment and a like, and visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. I'm also on Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook.